Yo, Asti Productions, Asticast, Peter Alex Gale here. Listen, we back from South by Southwest, Austin, Texas, 2026. Man, it's hot out here, but it's also nice. A good little spot to reflect. I just want to give you guys a little recap. Hey, shout out to everybody that watches everything, TikToks, Instagram, Reels, posts, our YouTube videos and shorts, whatever we posting on Twitch. Man, we're on a lot of things. I know we got people coming from different places, so wherever you found us, up scroll. Just want to shout you out. Thank you. The support has been very overwhelming, and I truly feel lucky to have a budding community that messes with me and wants to see what I'm getting up to and is invested in any way on this journey I'm on, for real. So shout out to you if you watched, if you enjoyed any of the content. I love you, for real. All right, so we're gonna do a little South by Southwest, fucking West recap, and I'm gonna do a little review in the latter half of the episode because that's what the Asticast is. If you didn't know, we do movie reviews, we do interviews, we do discussions, film industry discussions, and advice and conversations and everything. So that's what this episode is about. All right, so South by Southwest. And by the way, make sure you subscribe, follow everything. All right, y'all know this deal. All right, South by Southwest 2026, Austin, Texas. Listen, how was my experience? It was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty good. So I'll just get through a few bullet points. First, I want to thank some people that messed with us, messed with Asti, messed with me, gave us interviews, gave us some of their time, and had a little chat with us. We had some crazy interviews go up on Instagram and on other platforms, so check that out. But yo, shout out to Shalom Miller, the GOAT. Shout out to Andre, Black Nerd Comedy, legend, YouTube legend, for real, gave us an interview. Super funny dude, gracious, love that guy. Vic Mensa, had a chance to meet Vic Mensa, a rapper, artist, songwriter, now filmmaker from Chicago. He was out here promoting his movie, Halfrican, or actually it's a series. There's a Kickstarter for it. Check that out. We'll link that in the description. But he was super cool dude. Had a chance to talk to him a little bit, and he also performed. And he had his artist there. So stand-up dude, for real. Like just truly like a multi-hyphenate, like generational talent, for real. So we messed with Vic Mensa here on Asti Productions. Polo Brewster, my boy. Shout out to you. He's a cool dude, successful dude. Got a lot of game from him, and just fun guy. Polo Brewster. If you know, you know. All right, fantastic Frankie. Man, shout out to her. She was dope. She's on DC. She does a lot of their kind of social media content. She does interviews, a lot of their official podcasts, and she's big on TikTok and all social media. So she gave us an interview as well. We did a little this or that geek version, nerd blurred version. So shout out to fantastic Frankie. Very chill, cool person. Shaked Berenson, my boy Shaked. He's a producer, filmmaker. He's got a hand in he's got his tentacles everywhere, let's just say. But I'm wearing this shirt. It's called Bloodstream, his streaming service. He gave it to us for free. And that's another thing I'm gonna talk to you about is like merch. But shout out to Shaked, gave us an interview as well. We're gonna be posting that later. We had they had a panel. We sat in on it and got a chance to. We're gonna post it. So yeah, man, watch out for that and the interview as well. Cool dude, a lot of game. Been in production for a long time. So and probably has produced a movie you've heard of and liked. So watch out for that. Watch out for that panel. Watch out for that interview. All right, my boy Bayan Junum, filmmaker, director, directed The Rise and Fall of Phoenix Jones, The Life of Real Life Superhero. I think that's the title. We had a chance to sit in on that premiere. He gave a long Q&A. He introduced it. Cool dude, super cool dude. Stayed after the premiere to answer questions, to talk to fans, and gave Asti Productions an interview. So man, that's the theme. If you're a filmmaker, if you do social media, you'll be surprised how much access you have to a lot of these, people, like people established in the industry, celebrities at all levels. You never know, for real, for real. So yeah, Bayan Junum, that interview will be going up, or is up, I can't remember. But anyway, watch out for that, and it was good. It was a good interview. And watch his movie, The Rise and Fall of Phoenix Jones. And if you don't know why I'm doing that voice, watch our IG. You're missing out on gold. All right. Richard Botto, my boy Richard Botto, Stage 32, man, dope dude. Like, we'll chat with you. We'll give you game. We'll answer questions. We'll just, shoot the shit, for real. Like, very down-to-earth guy for all he's accomplished. If you don't know what Stage 32 is, it's a resource, online community organization, and IRL that invites filmmakers, writers, producers, actors of all levels to kind of get a foothold in the industry, go to networking events like South by. He's big on Can. He's big on Can. You might see me out there. I might see him out there. But Richard Botto, stand-up dude, for real, for real. I still got to ask him about a story about Vegas, but I'm gonna catch up with him. Richard, if you see this, we'll see you soon. And just shout out to all the people that we kind of watched and didn't get a chance to talk to, but definitely where it's like inspirational and cool people to see just overall. Russ, the rapper musician, crazy speech, very DIY, like a big DIY pioneer. So as I'm doing, so had to go there, had to get the game, and very worthwhile panel with him. Eric Andre, extremely funny. Y'all know that. We saw one of his shows. Just crazy concept. We had a chance to put it up on our channel, so go check that out if you haven't yet. But just I love Eric Andre, and I loved him for a long time. But Eric, shout out to you, bro. Keith and Ronnie Lee, go to the social media game, big on TikTok. Y'all already know who they are. But yeah, I had a chance to see their panel. Man, they're doing the damn thing. All respect to them. Love what they do. Big fan. And of course, Steven Spielberg. And nothing else needs to be said. That was crazy. Love that we got a chance to see him, see the GOAT, really the GOAT. And Larry David, last but not least, Larry David, who is, again, needs no introduction, but his new show's crazy. That's what I'm saying. At South by Southwest, you get to see a lot of people that you may not normally see. I mean, when does Larry David go on tour? He doesn't do stand-up, right? So like, he only does random stuff like this. So go to South by South, and it's basically like a stand-up show. Basically, like he's telling jokes, he's showing his new show. It was really, it was insane. It was fantastic. It was super funny. I love Larry David, love Curb, love Seinfeld. So the show Seinfeld. So which is Larry David was the mind behind. So Larry David. Yeah, nothing else needs to be said. Just crazy opportunities this year. I don't know. I feel like this year was like an especially strong year, but you tell me, after hearing that list, what do you guys think of all those people? Those are all people who I literally either met and talked to, or people who I saw in a panel, right? So that's a crazy list if you ask me, and totally worth going to South by just for that stuff. But there was way more than that, and if you've been paying attention to the social medias, you'll see our panels, discussions, interviews, everything. Like, there was that, and there was way more. So tune in, for real. This is like, so the point of this channel, besides like following my little filmmaker journey, is to give you guys like access, for real, because I know not everybody's gonna get to go. So we wanted to bring you guys there with us as best we could. So tell me what you think, tell me how we did, what could we do better, comment, like, subscribe, follow everything, follow us on everything. I don't think there's a lot of other people doing this type of thing, for real. So Asti Productions is where you're gonna find it. So if you're not subscribed, if you're not following, you're missing out. All right, so let's talk about South by. Crazy panel, let's talk about it more, as if I haven't talked about it enough. I'm gonna keep going, y'all, let's go. So we got panels. Panels are great. They're, pretty much like a live podcast. Great for fun entertainment, great for informative things about the industry. We saw producer panels. We saw like a lot of AI panels, Your mileage may vary on that depending on where you stand on AI, but just a lot of information to be gleaned. You got, things like Russ, things like Larry David, things like Keith and Ronnie Lee. So those are three different, art forms essentially. And they all came to South by and talked about their latest projects, and so it's the stuff like that. You see a lot of stuff. So we're in the film and TV section, so but it crosses over. So you got Russ, who's a musician. You got Ronnie and Keith Lee, who are not necessarily film and TV, but related, but they're in social media. So if you're also in social media, what I'm saying, you see crazy things like that. But then even smaller names, like we saw a panel that was a pitch-a-thon, I think it was called. So basically, aspiring filmmakers, writers, producers, directors will do a skit, essentially, or kind of like act out a scene from their show, or just tell us, the audience, about the show. And the audience will vote, and it's in front of a kind of a judge, like an American Idol style panel of judges, and they'll give their live feedback there. That's also on our YouTube channel. So if you have an idea, if you have a pitch, if you have friends, if you have like a little group, or just by yourself, something you might consider submitting to South by, get a chance to do that, get in front of some people, influential. It's that's something that is, you might only see at South by. So fantastic opportunity to do that, and things like that, different types of panels. We pretty much recorded and are posting, or have posted, every single one we went to. So If you get a chance, check out those. Check out the channel, like full panels, y'all, for real. Like hour long, 45-minute long, hour plus panels sometimes. So check that out. You'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of variety, and we just scratched the surface for real, because you don't have a chance to go to everything. So, but from where we were able to get, definitely a lot of game to be had, and so watch those. Okay, discussions, networking events, conversations with other kind of creatives, attendees. So met a lot of people. Met a lot of people at all levels of filmmaking, but also in other disciplines as well. Met a guy who works in the government. Met a guy who's doing like a social NGO type thing, a non-governmental organization trying to help with literacy rates, for real. What met just every kind of artist, director, rapper, writer, screenwriter, producer, everything you can imagine. Got a lot of connections, Instagrams, phone numbers, social medias. So, you expand your tent, you expand your network, and you never know, what's gonna come from a meeting, from at South by or one of these other events. So if you do go, you know what I'm saying, have that phone ready, have that motherfucker charged. You're gonna be taking a lot of people's info and social media, and it's a beautiful thing for real, for people to just meet organically, and everybody's kind of there for the same reason, and we have a lot in common. All artists, all creatives have a lot in common, for real. So be ready to talk to people, be social, and there's a lot of networking events as well. So they'll have mixers, they'll have, after parties, there's a thing all day that's like a film and TV bar, essentially, or it's like a place to just hang out, a lounge. And you can drink or you can just chill. They have panels there, but you just talk to random people, and it'll be somebody. For example, I met somebody from literally the Netherlands, a producer, who just worked on a movie. I believe it's called The North. And he was telling me about, how production goes over there in Europe, and grants and a lot of game. That was on our Twitch stream. So if you're not watching, again, you're missing out. That was on our Twitch stream. Another guy is in school for production, trying to learn, soak up game. So these are people I met, and a lot more people. I can't even go through it. The video will be 2 hours long, for real. So just, go and be ready to talk and chat and get people's info down. Super worth it. And you never know, for real. I might be working with some of these people. You might be working with somebody at South by or some other. Yeah, man, that was cool. Love doing that. Austin, I want to talk about Austin a little bit, because Austin is a very interesting city, a very unique city, I would say. So half the time, this is March. So either at the beginning of spring, or maybe spring hasn't started, but it's feeling a little springy outside, but it's also very hot because it's Texas. Texas is a very hot place, no matter where you are. So the weather was crazy. Listen, if y'all been watching the socials, you see the fits very rapidly. And you're trying to dress for an all-day thing from 9 in the morning to 1 a.m. at night. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing it right. So I can't tell you what to wear, how to dress, but what I can tell you is just be ready for anything. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it literally rained. Wild stuff at South by in Austin, Texas. So just PSA for that. Nothing to do with like the work, just conditions, for real. Like, be ready for conditions. Can't stress that enough as a person who's weather sensitive. And I'm not like sensitive, but like, the weather is worth mentioning, for real, because it's crazy weather. Okay, I think I got my point across. Food is crazy, a lot of free food. So if you get a badge, a lot of free food, a lot of places, will give you free drinks. You got an open bar. So the badge is worth it. I ain't gonna lie. It's expensive. But if you're serious about your goals, if you're serious about your career, it's a place where you get a lot of value of, including meals. They feed you, for real. So, don't be shy. Like, if you can, and I know that's kind of like hard to do, especially now in this economy. Like, I ain't going, I'm not gonna like tell you it's like cheap, but it depends, like, where you are in your career. And it depends, like, do you have the means? You have is this something worth an investment to you? Because that's what it is. It is an investment. But you do, but I'm trying to say that they do give you a lot of bang for your bucks, a lot for your badge, access to places, access to people, food, drinks. You're all over the place. If you want, you literally could be out there, 16-hour days, eating for free, drinking for free, meeting people for free, panels, everything for free, minus the cost of the badge, right? So I'm not sure. I think it's like, I'm not gonna tell you the prices because maybe they change, but they're not cheap, but I think worth it. All right. Activations. So you got like a Peaky Blinders activation. You got a red carpet. You got this UFC. This is why I'm wearing this, y'all. UFC on Paramount. So y'all might have seen me boxing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might have roasted me for boxing, messing with my technique. But listen, man, that thing is hard. You busted my hand up now. But stuff like this, they have a lot of opportunities. Like you got brands there. So we went to a TikTok party. There's a Paramount party. There's a lot of magazine parties. I think Paper Magazine was there. So and representatives from those organizations are there too. So you'll talk to people if you're interested in networking with them directly. This might be a chance to meet them for real. So Netflix was there, Peaky Blinders, right? So hosts and employees and stuff like that. So, another way to network. And even if you're just looking, maybe not on the creative side, but for a corporate job, if you have, history with that, or you want to get into that side of it, accountants and lawyers and hosts and social media people and stuff like that. Listen, great opportunity to meet people, to network. You'll meet a lot of people for real. So just another part of it, like more bang for your buck for the badge, man. Come on now. Listen, South by is not paying me. I'm doing this for free 99. Not yet, no. But listen, parties and after parties, man, listen. You don't have to party, but if you're not, you missing out. I had to burp. I'm gonna say it again. You're missing out because there's so much to do and so little time, and every night you can be out, like I said, till 2 a.m. if you want or later. Austin is one of those cities where it's like that anyway. Like on any day, it's like that. But South by crank it up to 13 for real out of 10. So and like I said, you meet a lot of people because people like to party and drink after a long day. Now that may or may not be your thing, but you don't have to drink. But being there, man, stay awake, drink some coffee, take a Red Bull, whatever. I'm not sponsored. But, whatever keeps you going, because talking to people at these things, people let their guard down, they kind of give you the real spiel, like real talk of the industry. Maybe some things you won't want to hear, but good game nonetheless. Good to know, for real. So just go to the parties, I guess, is the moral of that story. Or don't, you know what I'm saying? Nothing is necessary, but that's not necessary. But if you don't, you are missing out. You miss out on everything. Anything you don't go to, there's something you could have gained, but it all just comes down to, a measurement or like how tired am I, or you got to weigh it, pros and cons, but do as much as you can is my general advice. All right. And the fact that it's 7 days long, y'all, 7 days, y'all. And it used to be, I think, 10 days, 2 weeks, roughly 2 weeks. So 7 days. Now it felt long when you're in it, but now I'm thinking like, man, I could do another 3, So, and I don't know if it'll be back in 2027. They don't know. I think it will actually. They started selling tickets and badges already. So it will be back, but I think they're having some issues, but it's a long time. It's a long week for real. So it's a long week. It's work, it's work. Like if you're going there as a professional for your career, whatever your career is, you'll be working, you'll be, on. You'll be on, right? You know what that means. Turn the light switch on, you're on. You're talking to people, you're professional. While you're doing unprofessional things, you have to keep it professional. It's a tightrope, but you gotta make it work. You gotta do it. And these are the types of things you have to do, in this industry. It's a very who you know industry. It's a very gatekeeping industry. I talked about that on my last episode, Asticast 3.5, I believe. Who you know. Like, it's a very cliche thing, but it's true, unfortunately. So meet people. All right. So that's my review of South by. Overall, highly recommend it if you can swing it. If not, just watch Asti content. You're basically there anyway. All right. And man, listen, Productions next move. Listen, y'all. We got some more trips coming up, more film festivals, more events, filmmaking related, non-filmmaking related. Listen, who knows where we're gonna pop up, but we do have something relatively close on the itinerary. I most likely will be doing content. Peter Alex Gale, Asti Productions. Follow our socials, Insta, TikTok, YouTube, subscribe. Find us anywhere. Just type in Asti Productions into Google, Safari, whatever you use, and hit follow and like on all of our stuff. Leave a comment under this YouTube video. Tell me, what did you think? Will you be going? Did I convince you? I do not work for South by, but listen, I can't hate on an event that honestly, is trying to do a lot for people in my industry, keeping my industry alive. It's a great resource and organization and mission. And I want to promote things like that. As I advance in my career, as I grow, it's very important to pass the baton and help the next generation or the next person trying to get on. Adventures of Asti Productions and Peter Alex Gale, the show goes on. So if you're interested in what I'm doing next, stay tuned. There'll be some hints. There'll be some content, most likely. So just stay tuned, man. It's going to be a movie.